spirits get power from time and timeline energy. They can go into various different time forms. Because time is an entire variable to reality. And in this variable to reality, one understands it more wisely as cause and effect. Here in this house, I've seen a lot of fetters to ice. And in a few experiences, I've noticed the essence of the multiversal war. Let me tell you a crazy story on camera about the time that I associated the spiritual qualities of mythology through the series Old World of Darkness to Warhammer 40K and the War. I looked through visions and experiences of the minds of chaos, the reasons why they laughed, and the channeled feelings of actors through their ideations and ideas as I dived deeply into my own mind as to why they would think, why their heart and throat might chortle in the ways that they did. And through the great theatrics of art form, you should understand that these artists were not possessed, but instead deeply trying to evoke a feeling that could be found in anyone. And as I explored these feelings, as I had paid remembrance and witness to God and His enlightenment, I had begun to ponder on the essence of the warp. The warp was like an irradiated cloud, mystifying the mind and driving them to yet still for feelings. In an old world of darkness, this was a spiritual place associated with mythology known as the Mist. A cloud of spiritual energy born out of their old passions that might bring them to heaven, or, if cursed by Satan, drive them into hell. And I saw in the warp the same thing as the Mist, but driven to a new sphere of pathos. And I had understood that the Mist itself was irradiated, and it had been shattered and blown apart, covering yet even more of shell. I love this crazy story of associating just those two things because it leads down an even deeper rabbit hole. And dear reader or watcher, dear you, the voices in my head, I hope that you understand that as long as I have ever told this story, on camera or otherwise, I have been fighting a demon. wherever this demon may be, I can have a direct line to attack them. This story, meandering as it may be, is all to lead to the point. God and his miracle, his paradigm, is penultimate. For he knows all, he sees all. And to say that God is to say that God is all as well. And of this finite world, all of its energy will return back to him. And all the being of this world will be judged for heaven or hell. For God has revealed to me a great many things of heaven, hell, and the spirit world, Hades. The spirit world, Hades, is validated in the Bible through the name cited as Hades, as well too the spiritual world of the dead in Egypt, for once death was simply referenced in Greek Charon, the reaper, the ferryman of Egypt, the psychopomp. God has said to me that I was granted the right to make angels out of mankind, that I may give them power to undo the evil one. And that I would expose the evil one here on earth before he would go down to the pit. And that Christ would lead others into throwing him into that pit. When one has their eyes set on the first resurrection, they have a greater plan in mind. This greater plan always should be kept into consideration in one's day-to-day actions. And yes, I'm very drunk, but this is fascinating to me for the simple fact that all of this is still real. These various demons attacking me, these spirits, are all still very real. So, I get these inclinations from these spirits. This is all being live streamed right now. Involved with Dream SMP, these people plagiarizing me and have been plagiarizing me since 2015. Including yet still my nefarious plots that I plot counterpoints against as a counter-terrorist. Such as the way to cheat the sub-bot algorithm in order to inflate your subscription count on YouTube. And it's unfortunate, me being a small YouTuber, I don't really care that much. I don't really want to be paid. It would only be because of demand from other people that I would really want to be paid for this. Because as a disabled schizophrenic man of belief here in America, I find myself within my means, and I find myself quite satisfied from it. It is as long as I have my basic human rights for food, shelter, and water, and the basic amenities of other people, i.e., a phone, internet, and access to a computer for savings. I am satisfied. If you cannot tell, I am adjusting the rod in my hand. This is not psionics, everyone. If you see before you a spirit in the chair, do not go away, but pause the video. Channel your energy into faith. Perfect. So then, if you do not see a spirit in this chair, ask yourself, oh my voices in my head, is the mind only of the self? We have established a truth with only a pause. If the mind is only of the self, can one perceive beyond the self? If one cannot perceive beyond the self, is anything other than the self real? With this rhetorical question, you can logically then understand that reality is not what you make of it, but simply that which is not of the self, that also affects the self, unto what we can all understand is reality. Thus, we have an essence of the understanding of spirit. If spirit is not of the self, it is because it is affecting us. If our mind is affecting the self, then we must ask ourselves, is our self affecting our mind? Now then, O voices in my head, I'd like you all to ask, why are you watching this video right now? As an outro, this video's verse is Hebrews 11:1. And the verses that I live my life by are 1 John chapter 5, verse 16, and Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.